Hi everyone, it's Omi. It is the day before Christmas. I moved, things are a little hectic. There's a couple of Christmas presents I still have to make, plus I want to take care of myself. What's an inexpensive way after just moving to a very rural area to take care of myself? And I came up with, maybe I'll make myself a little salt scrub or a foot soak, just something to pamper myself. I also realized, hey, I have a few people on my list that I haven't made Christmas presents for, so I need to get them taken care of. What better way to do that at the last minute than to go and use some stuff I have already at my house and make them a cute, inexpensive gift that I think they're gonna appreciate. First things I'm gonna show you do is I'm gonna make an inexpensive foot soak, and that foot soak's one of the easiest things you can do. And if you have more ingredients, you can actually accomplish a salt scrub, just a DIY salt scrub. You're gonna make it, put it in a container, and then wrap it up, give it to a friend. This is what I've done so far before I started this video. This is just a little foot soak without any stuff in it, just a simple Epsom salt scrub, or soak I should say, wrapped up with a nice pair of wool socks since it is a foot soak, and then I just tied it with ribbon. Now the foot soak or the foot scrub, they're the quickest part. They only take a couple minutes to do. Wrapping this took longer. I just took some twine and some jute that I already had in my craft box, and I went out into my yard, cut a branch off of a bush, and made this rustic little gift. Now, foot soak is the easiest one, and it also requires a lot less ingredients that you may not have in your home. First, you should get yourself a jar. I have little mason jars laying around all the time for all my other craft projects. If you don't, you can get them, I've seen them at Walgreens, they're at Walmart. Sometimes you get lucky and they're at places like Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I already had a few of these. These are half pint, which is pretty much a cup. So just open them up and get them ready. Lots of Epsom salt. Most of us already have this laying around the house because a lot of us have achy feet. And some baking soda. Any baking soda. So what you do, half cup of baking soda, just pour it in there. This is almost half a cup. Let me just even it out. Okay, yeah, that's about half. You pour this into your little jar. So next step for an easy foot soak is you have the half cup or so of baking soda. Now you need about a cup of the Epsom salt. Now, you know how I mentioned these were about half pint sizes? It may not fit all of it, so we're gonna make do. We're gonna do what we can. Gonna fill that up the best we can. Leave a little room. Close the lid. Shake it. Just stir it and make sure that the baking soda and the Epsom salt are mixed thoroughly. This will prevent clumping if you decide to add essential oils to this, which is what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's pretty well shaken up. If you do have room because stuff starts to settle, go ahead and fill it the rest of the way with the Epsom salt. There you go. And then just keep shaking until it looks like it's all mixed really well. Now, if you want to make it scented, you can do two things. You can grab yourself some essential oils. I had these laying around. I had these two laying around. Granted, people may or may not like them, so only add a little bit. If you don't have essential oils, because not everybody does, you can also, with a plate and a cheese grater, you can grate some lemon zest. Just grate it over the plate. Make sure it's really fine. Take all the fine pieces, drop them in there. And there you go. You'd have a little lemon foot soak. Nice, pleasant, lemon fresh scent. So there you go. If you don't, or if you don't want to do that, stick with the essential oils. You're going to take a couple of drops. You're gonna, sorry, I had to smell it. It smells really good. You're gonna just drop those in. Now, if you are using straight essential oils, you only need a couple. Do not go overboard like I like to do, because too much essential oil can actually make some people's skin hurt or burn. Now, once you've added your essential oils, you saw I only added about 10 or 11 drops. Again, we're gonna get back with the shaking. You have just made a little DIY foot soak. This foot soak lasts a while, so they don't have to use it right away. I will say, if you use the one with the lemon, kind of hint at them that they should use it within the next month or so, okay? If you have a couple more ingredients, like Himalayan salt, sea salt, or almond oil, not everybody has these, but if you do happen to have those, you can make yourself, or make people, you know, friends and family, you can make them a salt scrub. This takes a little more ingredients, but I like it because I actually make myself these fairly often. I do mix mine up a little bit because, let's face it, pink Himalayan salt's kind of expensive. So I will get kosher sea salt. Kosher sea salt, a lot cheaper, and you can always mix them, and it's going to be kind of a similar recipe. You're going to add about a cup of sea salt. I'm using the half pint mason jars, so it's going to be about a cup because we still have other ingredients. All right. So that's pretty much a little bit more than half a cup. All right. I'm adding the Himalayan pink salt for color. Stir it so that the salts blend up. You know, again, giving that color. The color is all up to you, but if you want to make it pinker, go right ahead. There you go. All right, that looks good. So now what we can do is pour it into the mason jar. All right, and we're leaving room because the next step is to add almond oil so it can be a nice soothing moisturizing scrub, exfoliating and moisturizing. Now the ratio of this is usually 1 cup salt, a 1/4 cup or so of almond oil. But since my jars are a little smaller, we're just gonna do like a 4:1 or 3:1 ratio. We'll start at 4:1, and if it needs more, add more. So, there we go. We are gonna start with that and add that in. It helps to do this on a clean, dry work surface that cleans easily. You're going to notice a little bit of the oxygen escaping the salt. That's okay, because we're just waiting for it to sink down through. And as you can see, I have a little bit of oil left over. Put the lid back on tight. And same thing. We're going to add essential oils to this. And this is where you can get a little more free with the essential oils. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Now, I did compare what I've always known about salt scrubs and sugar scrubs to what a lot of people on the internet say. A lot of them say 15 to 20 drops of essential oil. I was always taught 10 to 15 because you really don't want to burn anybody with them. Now, I'm just sticking with about 10 or 11 so far for this because right now my nose is overpowered by essential oils. I can't get a good read on if that's enough or not. Whatever. We'll start with this because you know the next step. We're going to screw the lid on real tight. Instead of shaking it, I'm going to recommend rolling it and then occasionally dumping it on its side like that with the lid screwed on. So just keep shaking it and rolling it. That looks pretty good so far. Let's see if the camera will focus on it. It's an even amount of oil and salt. for a salt scrub. Honestly, I might add a little bit more salt to it. I don't want to go too overboard though, mostly because I have 3 more presents to make. But you're all set now. What I do recommend doing is for the essential oils that you've just added, go ahead, set this aside for a few hours, walk out of whatever room you made them in, come back after a few hours, smell them. If they smell nice and pleasant, you're good to go. If you can barely smell them, add another drop or 2 of essential oil. If it's overpowering, you may want to leave the lid off for about an hour before you give it to somebody. But other than that, we've just made 2 different Christmas presents. So 2 different Christmas presents using a couple of dollars in supplies. I just made Christmas presents for 3 different people and myself, because when I'm done with this, I'm just gonna make myself the same thing, and it's gonna help with all this dry skin and everything that happens to your hands when you move or when you have all these crazy hobbies like myself. So I hope you guys like this video. I have one more video that I want to do about these scrubs because I'm fascinated with them. Fascinated with the fact that for the price of one fancy scrub, I can make myself my own very, very specific one. So there you guys go. If you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, give me your comments, give me your feedback. Also, if you have a really cool scrub recipe, share it with me. I want to know. So thanks for watching and happy holidays. If it's not the holidays, good luck making a last minute present.